In the heart of the city stands a dark skyscraper that holds frightening secrets. In truth, it is the center of hell, managed by the devil himself. The ruler of the underworld seems to be a middle-aged entrepreneur, but his interest is not in purchasing stocks, but in worldwide disasters and ocean contamination. Yet even such a rogue has a cherished daughter named Lilith, a 14-year-old demon. The girl likes bothering people online and frequently irritates her father. Even her instructor cannot manage her wicked nature and flees to the dullest job in hell just to escape from the red creature. Lilith spent her whole childhood in the headquarters under her father's careful gaze, but now she desires something greater. She requests her father to allow her to visit the human world so she can frighten them directly. However, the man thinks that his daughter is too young and cannot manage the emotional realm of humans. However, Lilith is quite determined and not ready to back down easily. She rouses her in the dead of night and proposes that he assess her in the human realm to demonstrate her preparedness to engage in wicked acts. Unwillingly, the devil consents to a deal, but he imposes a clever stipulation. She has to spend a week with a student named Greta Bernstein and encourage her to do something wrong. If the girl succeeds in the test, she can remain with humans and become a worker of evil. But if she doesn't succeed, she will have a difficult position at the lowest level of hell beside her. Lilith believes it's a straightforward job and gladly accepts the agreement. Before encountering Greta's family, the devil presents her with a dark, enchanted orb that mirrors the girl's emotions. Its hue will shift if she grows more compassionate in the human realm, and this will indicate that she has not succeeded in the test. Lilith excitedly looks forward to her new life in a penthouse. Upon spotting the visitor, Greta hurries towards her with excitement, but Lilith cleverly evades her. Yet Greta's mother, Sybil, succeeds in hugging the girl, making the red demon sneeze. At lunch, she encounters Greta's little sisters and her dad, Gabriel, who enjoys singing tunes about vegetables to help them grow stronger. Before long, Lilith understands that the devil has assigned her a nearly unachievable task. The group of farmers is cheerful and welcoming. They consume nutritious meals and perform kind acts. It appears that their spirits are just not vulnerable to wickedness, but Lilith is not going to surrender and chooses to tease them a bit. Requesting Greta to hand over the plates, she lets them fall to the ground and blames the girl for it. But instead of rage, Greta accepts the responsibility for herself. What is even more astonishing, the parents do not discipline their daughter, even though their uncommon dishes were harmed. Left alone with Greta, Lilith attempts to uncover at least one of her hidden secrets, but the girl lets her down once more. During her leisure time, she assists her mother with knitting and performs in a choir. But when Greta heads to the bathroom, Lilith succeeds in discovering one hint. In her wardrobe, she finds pictures of a certain guy, affectionately adorned with hearts. The following morning, the girls take the school bus, where they encounter local beauties, Melody and Daria. Greta welcomes them, but in reply, they offer her a scornful glance. Then the school bullies, headed by Eddie, board the bus. He quickly begins to poke fun at classmates and attaches gum to Greta's hair. Eddie turns his focus to Lilith, but he doesn't even notice that he's toying with danger. With matches and a lighter, she creates a fire display in his hair. The man dashes frightened to the far side of the salon and conceals his burning head beneath a hat. On the rooftop of the school, a bold guy named Samuel sits, smoking and showing disrespect to the principal. The troublemaker quickly grabs the devil's daughter's notice. In class, Lilith takes answers from the internet, which deeply concerns the virtuous Greta. To protect her friend from being revealed, she consumes her exam at the final moment. After class, Lilith unintentionally hears a discussion between the principal and the teacher. It appears that he is taking money from the school budget and using it for his personal travels. Additionally, the bully Eddie is revealed to be the principal's child, and he frequently conceals on the road. Lilith spots Carlo, whose pictures adorn the neighbor's wardrobe. Greta feels quite shy at the view of the guy and turns her gaze elsewhere. It appears that Carlo is a well-known ladies' man and quickly ends relationships with girls. An clever idea quickly forms in the redhead's mind. She gives Carlo cash to help Greta fall for him and then break up with her after a week. Lilith is confident that this will drive the good girl to seek revenge on her tormentor. Seeing Samuel, the little rascal chooses to learn more about him. At that time, Eddie and his crew show up and blame Samuel for taking a watch. They are ready to strike him, but he ascends to the roof and taunts them from above. Eddie commits another error and instructs his goons to seize Lilith, but the girl yanks a road sign from the ground and playfully hits them, causing them to flee. Admiring Lilith's actions, Samuel suggests having lunch with her. He admits that he takes items from troublemakers for enjoyment and hopes to make a legitimate income to purchase a ticket to Berlin. During their talk, he discovers that Lilith has never witnessed the ocean and brings her to the summit of the church tower, where there is a stunning view of the shore. Giving in to the romantic moment, Samuel suddenly kisses the girl. Lilith is startled and shoves him aside, beginning to sneeze uncontrollably. Within the church, the wicked girl feels even more terrible and flees. At home, Lilith encounters Greta, who chatters nonstop about Carlo. The red-haired woman talks to her neighbor about unusual sensations within her and mentions that they started after meeting Samuel. Greta thinks that her neighbor has developed feelings for a guy, but she refuses to admit it. Gazing into her crystal ball, Lilith is shocked to see pink shades within it. Fortunately, her father calls at that moment and inquires about her progress. In the presence of the devil, they tell him that one of his workers has fallen in love. The man gets angry and tells him to be instantly fired from his job. It appears that demons can experience love and become unsuitable for their roles. In fear, Lilith concludes the discussion, choosing to avoid Samuel in the future. In the evening, the mischievous girl informs Greta's parents that their daughter has a date. However, against her expectations, the mature adults respond positively to the news and even suggest purchasing contraceptives for Greta. The girl feels shy and dashes out to the yard. Lilith meets up with her and suggests to improve her image. She applies Greta's makeup and styles her hair, then provides her with a striking red dress. The girl is concerned about her daring look, but Lilith assures her that this is the only way she can attract Carlo. Samuel goes to their house and requests Lilith to head up to the roof. Initially, the devil opposes, but ultimately consents to the meeting. Samuel says sorry to Lilith for the kiss, but she doesn't want to listen to anything. Feeling those odd emotions taking over her once more, she departs, leaving the guy by himself. Before sleeping, the girl gazes at her ball, which has turned even more pink. A fresh day has arrived. Greta is intending to sneak out in a fresh outfit, but Sibylla sees her exposing clothing and becomes upset. She instantly realizes it's Lilith's work. Wanting to throw them out of the house, she instructs both girls to wear modest knitted dresses. To shield Greta from the mockery of her pretentious classmates, Lilith presents the knitted dresses as a stylish fashion statement. By making minor adjustments to images from fashion magazines, she succeeds in persuading Melody and Daria that Greta's mother is a well-known fashion designer. Samuel and Lilith ride their bikes to the beach, where the mischievous Lilith sees the ocean for the first time. Unable to hold her excitement, she puts her toes in the water and happily jumps around. At the same time, Greta gets to the school music group practice, where Carlo is the DJ. The timid girl suggests a couple of ideas on how to enhance Melody and Daria's performance. Carlo recommends that she sings with the girls, and she beautifully enhances their vocals. All of a sudden, the girls' act is cut short by their homeroom teacher. He states that the principal has prohibited them from performing at the festival, having discovered an inappropriate meaning in their group named Pussy Deluxe. Instead, a group of 4 in which the director's son performs will amuse the guests. Lilith and Samuel happily relax on the sand, savoring each other's presence. Lilith admits to Samuel that her dad may imprison her once more. The boy vows to save the princess from the situation that ultimately warms the wicked girl's icy heart. This time, the couple shares kisses by mutual consent. Later, Lilith goes over her father's furious messages again and understands that she is growing weak due to her affection for Samuel. She chooses to escape from the boy and unintentionally bumps into Gabriel, who brings her home. Carlo is amazed by Greta's voice and gives her a permanent place in the group. He chooses to kiss the girl farewell, but they are interrupted by Gabriel, who passes by in his truck. During the Radish gathering, a close conversation unfolds between neighbors. Lilith shares her experiences with her strict father and confesses that she can only remain in town if she engages in some mischief. Even so, Greta backs her friend. Lilith understands that she no longer wishes to hurt this kind girl. The following day, she pulls Carlo away from her friend and declares that she is ending their agreement. But the man says he truly likes Greta and gives back Lilith's money. Then he reveals to Greta the complete truth. Disheartened by her harsh behavior, Greta sends Lilith away. But even this occurrence doesn't upset the kind-hearted girl. It simply makes her feel sad. Samuel asks Lilith to join him at the beach, where he dramatically tosses a bottle containing a ticket to Berlin into the ocean. The love-struck guy mentions he intends to remain in the rural town with her. The girl is unhappy with such a confession and states that meeting Samuel is the worst thing that has ever occurred to her. In her troubled emotions, the girl flees. In tears, she approaches Greta for assistance and confides that she parted ways with Samuel because he had a beneficial impact on her. The young devil displays the sphere of mischief, which has changed entirely to pink due to her obsession. This indicates that she did not pass the test, and tomorrow her father will bring her back to headquarters. Gentle, Greta vows to assist her friend, after which they hug. The day of the celebration comes, and the mischievous father himself arrives, anticipating his daughter's naughty actions. Right now, Greta and a team are planning a prank by adding itching powder to the outfits of the contestants. The director's talk about his journey to Africa is paired with embarrassing edited images. When the crowd is already chuckling at it, the man halts the report and reveals a musical performance. The performance collapses in shame as the musicians begin playing randomly because of the awful itching. The devil delights and cheers, witnessing the pain of humans. He concludes that it is Lilith's trickery. When the performers exit the stage in sorrow, they are succeeded by Pussy Deluxe. The bold trio in knitted outfits create a stir with their vibrant performance. The director is angry about what is going on and instructs the homeroom teacher to put an end to the sabotage, or else he will be dismissed. The teacher replies that he has asked for an inquiry into his dishonest activities. A brawl erupts among the men, which ultimately leads to the director's downfall. The devil takes his daughter out of the hall and cautiously trails behind him, anticipating the revelation. Yet her father praises her for her achievement, as she managed to drive Greta into a malicious deed. He gives her a certificate of work in hell, but to confirm, he requests her to display the magic ball. Lilith is once more anticipating the worst, but the evil detector stays entirely dark in her hands. Her dad is happy with such an outcome and lets her remain in the provincial town. A cheerful Greta rushes over to Lilith and shares that she thought of all the tricks by herself. She also coated the magic ball with black nail polish. The girls hug, then the little rascal dashes away to find Samuel. Ultimately, the primary heroines receive a joyful conclusion. Greta gets the green light from her parents and a long-anticipated kiss from Carlo. Lilith meets up with Samuel at the station and reveals her emotions to him. The man replies similarly, and the little imp scorches her ticket to Berlin with her finger.